I think the beginning of the mission is one of the hardest times because you're adjusting to so many things all at once. I remember I had been out about 3 months and I was doing a lot of hard things. I was training and I was in an area and I still wasn't speaking Spanish very well, and I was starting to feel really overwhelmed and really frustrated with myself. And it was one of those days where I was studying, and I don't even remember what I read, but all of a sudden I felt different on the inside. And thought about all of the burdens that I had been carrying and all of the frustrations that I had with myself, and I felt it just leave. And as I thought about it and I thought about why, I had my first real experience with the atonement. As I finally came to understand that the atonement wasn't just for the people I was teaching, it was for Hermana Oldroyd with her weaknesses and mistakes, and that was okay. That was all right with God. I wasn't failing him. I was doing the best that I could, and that was all God wanted from me. I finally understood that it was okay for me to have weaknesses as a person and as a missionary. And I was still learning so many things, and I finally felt that God understood that, and that he was okay with me even in my young, ignorant state. But at the same time, I felt that God was happy with me for all of the things I was doing well. And I was doing so many things well. And I was so blind to that so much of the time. I was being outgoing. I was giving everything that I had. I was being obedient. I was trying to love my companion. And I felt how happy God was with me for that. And I understood that with my weaknesses and my strengths, that Christ was the one that was going to make the difference. That he was the one that helped me be strong. And that when I was weak and when I wasn't doing it right, he was the one that was going to do what I couldn't do. And that was what I ended up preaching for my whole mission. Not just to the people that were listening to our lessons, but to missionaries. Because as we deal with challenges, and as we try to do things that we can't do by ourselves, it's easy to blame yourself, to get overwhelmed, to get really stressed, to feel discouraged and overwhelmed. But it's because you're not really understanding and applying the atonement. You can do it as long as you don't try to do it all yourself. That's what God and Jesus Christ are there for. And it was the moment that changed my mission, changed my life. It was the most important lesson I learned in those 18 months, was how to really apply the atonement, to feel peace with the weak being that I am, and to still serve and be strong despite that.